Okay, I've had a lot of questions about people about IRS penalties and interest. This past year I saw more people getting exempt from paying a penalty because of COVID. This is not the way that's always been in the past, but uh, remember, you can try, but you won't necessarily succeed. So, if somebody says, hey, can you get my penalty forgiven? Tell them that you'll try, but not necessarily it will be approved by the IRS. Right now, the IRS is still back probably about 90 days. They're behind 90 days. Um, and so they're still working very hard. Um, they have improved the website. I have to admit that the website has really been improved. So hopefully their customer service will be improved. I'm still hearing some negative stuff about their customer service, but overall, I think the IRS is really trying very hard. But anyway, some of the most common IRS penalties that are presented to your clients are failure to file, failure to pay, accuracy related penalty, failure to deposit, and the underpayment of estimated taxes. Okay. There are penalties for about 150 different types of penalties, but these are the most common ones. I also keep in mind that the IRS also charges interest on penalties. So in some cases, this could even make your penalty even bigger. Okay. And here's a thing on number of days your deposit is late. This is for the penalties and interest for your estimated taxes. If your deposit is late 1 to 5 calendar days, for instance, it'll be 2% of your unpaid deposit would be the penalty. Okay. Can you get your interest reduced or waived? Generally, the IRS does not reduce or remove any interest charges unless the penalty is removed or reduced. In very rare cases, due to an IRS error or delay, they may remove the interest or penalty due to its negligence. There's one sure way to reduce your interest, and that is with an IRS payment plan. Everybody familiar with the payment plan? Okay. It's possible to reduce some tax penalties, though it's never guaranteed. There are 3 types of penalty relief offered by the IRS. The first one is reasonable cause. Next one is first-time penalty abatement, which is also called an administrative waiver. And then the third one is the statutory exception. So if, for instance, on the statutory exception, if you received incorrect written advice from the IRS, you may qualify for a statutory exception, which is the form 843, which is a claim for refund and request for abatement. All of you can do your own offer and compromise. Okay. Most of you have been around a little bit or many years, some of you, and it's really easy to do a offer and compromise, for instance, and to do these first time penalty abatements. Okay. If you need any help with any of them, give me a call. Okay, we got some more information. So for the underpayment of estimated penalty, the fees may be waived if any of the following are true. You did not owe taxes the previous year. A disaster, casualty, or other unusual event caused you to miss the payment. During the current tax year, you retired at age 62 or older. You become disabled during the prior or current tax year, or you qualify under the estimated tax safe harbor rule. The estimated tax safe harbor rule applies if you paid 90% or more of your total tax from the current tax year, or 100% from the prior year, or you owe less than $1,000. My thing in life has always been to owe less than $999. I mean, I'm sorry, less than 1,000, which is I try to owe up to $999 because I have used the IRS's money instead of them using my money. If your adjusted gross income is 75,000 or higher, or 150,000 or more for married filing jointly, you may not be subject to the penalty if you paid 90% of the tax from this year's return, or 110% from a prior year, whichever is less. Okay. Some helpful tips: make sure you choose the correct penalty relief option for your situation and the best communication method. For a first-time penalty abatement request, calling the IRS directly is your best option. Written requests are taking much longer now, okay? I would call if possible. Has anybody had any problems getting into the IRS in the last week or two? No? Okay, everybody's quiet. Unfortunately, the IRS is notorious for losing penalty abatement requests. So again, calling would be the best way to do it. Although first-time penalty abatement requests are typically resolved within 2 to 3 months, requests for penalty relief due to reasonable cause can take much longer. If an appeal is required, you could be waiting up to a year for final resolutions. Okay, and I mentioned the offering compromise earlier. The Internal Revenue unveiled a new how-to video series enabling taxpayers to avoid potential scams by considering and applying for an offering compromise themselves and avoid paying excessive fees to companies advertising outlandish claims. Okay, an offer in compromise allows you to settle your tax debt for less than the full amount you owe if you qualify. It may be a legitimate option if you can't pay your full tax liability, or doing so creates a financial hardship. Okay, there's a lot of scamming going on. People calling you. I get at least one a day. People saying, "Hey, I can help you with your taxes." I said, "What can you do for me?" Well, we can keep you from owing. Well, I said, "I don't know," and then they hang up on me. So be careful for scams. But check this out. Go to the Offering Compromise OIC, click on it, and you can probably help your clients with this. Okay, the video playlist marks another improvement for the IRS online educational videos by breaking the videos information out into easy to navigate chapters and sections that coincide with the layout of the OIC booklet and forms. It offers taxpayers the ability to bookmark information they like to revisit later. The OIC video playlist includes an overview of the OIC process, offering compromise, forms, and a pre-qualifier tool for help in getting started. It also has a step-by-step walkthrough of the Form 4433 A, B, and OIC, which are known as the collection information statements and needed for individual and business-related offers. A step-by-step example of how to complete the OIC application, the Form 656 PDF, and a finalizing checklist to ensure everything is needed is included to submit a valid offer. Okay, so if you need to refer to for more help, go to publication 594, which is called the IRS collection process, or the Form 656 booklet, which provides detailed instructions for submitting an offering in compromise. Some payers may not be required to pay the $205 OIC application fee. You can call 800-829-3676. If you're like low income, for instance, and you just don't have the money to pay your taxes due, they will forgive you for the $205. Any questions about the OIC? Anybody have any questions? Anybody doing an offering compromise presently? No?
Glenn,
okay.
This is Marley.
Marley.
How long does it take for the IRS to give you a response if they accept the offer?
Anywhere this year, I've noticed it'd be about like 3 months is the average, and it could go up to a year. I think the last time we talked about this, somebody mentioned it was taking about 3 months.
Oh, wow, so it's quite, but when you submit the offer in compromise, you have to submit a payment of 20% of the balance owed, something like that, right?
Yes, yes, you do. You still have to continue, if you're in a payment plan, for instance, you have to continue the payment plan. So whether it's 20% or whatever the amount is, you have to pay that.
Okay, so if you're not on an installment agreement whatsoever and you want to settle, so with the offer, you just send them an amount, whatever amount that is. Because, I mean, I read somewhere that it's supposed to be 20%, but is it 20% of what you're offering?
No, I don't think, no, I don't think so. To be honest with you, I've never seen the 20% rule. I've seen that where if you're in a payment plan, you have to continue the payment plans until you get an answer from the IRS. But I've never seen a 20% payment plan. Has anybody out there heard about PAOSHA? Have you ever heard of that?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know I was unmuted. Yes, I've heard of the 20% payment. I think when you're sending in the offer, I guess based on a certain amount, you would have to send in 20%. I forgot how it goes because I've only taken a million classes on it and I've never done one.
So
Yeah.
I'm actually working on one with a client that I have been actually helping for a while. So, and I think it said that it was you're supposed to submit the offer in compromise with 20% of what you are offering as in total, kind of like the amount you're willing to pay. And then if they accept, you have to pay the rest in 5 months after the IRS accepts the offer in compromise.
What about if the offer in compromise is something like $1 million? I mean,
well, that you have to, that's kind of what I wanted to see if you have the same understanding, because she owes about 100,000, but she has absolutely no assets whatsoever on her name. She's 65. I think I discussed this with you before.
okay.
And she's considered putting an offer in compromise, and we've researched and talked to people, and apparently because she has no potential to generate more income because of her age, and she has absolutely no assets, no retirements, no homes, no nothing, the IRS may even accept something as low as 5,000, which I thought it was a little crazy, but apparently they do, because they rather that than nothing, even though the statute of limitations is they still have 8 years to collect on it.
I'm going to do is I'll give George tomorrow morning. I'll give him a call. George Nunez, the guy who gave us a presentation on offering compromises, and I'll see if he knows anything about that rule, and I'll send you an email.
Glenn,
and so, yeah.
I did find it. Sorry.
Okay, what does it say?
Well, that's if you're submitting a lump sum payment, you would have to send basically like a take this kind of payment. You would have to send in 20%, excuse me, Odie. Sorry, 20% of the payment is you submit it, and it's generally non-refundable. So I'll just read to you. This is only pertaining to a lump sum cash offer. So it says a taxpayer may choose to pay the offer amount in a lump sum or in an installment payment. A lump sum cash offer is defined as an offer payable in 5 or fewer installments with 5 or fewer months after the offer is accepted. If a taxpayer submits a lump sum cash offer, the taxpayer must include with Form 656 a non-refundable payment equal to 20% of the offer amount. This payment is required in addition to the application fee. So the 20% payment is generally non-refundable, meaning it won't be returned to the taxpayer even if the offer is rejected or returned to the taxpayer without acceptance. Instead, the 20% payment will be applied to the taxpayer's tax liability, and the taxpayer has a right to specify the particular tax liability to which the IRS will apply the 20% payment.
Okay, so that's what, so you calculate, okay, I'm gonna offer the IRS $5,000. And
Right,
then I'm
so-
gonna send 1,000 with the offer, and then I have to pay the other 4 within 5 months if they accept.
if they accept it. But
That's what you understand too, Peosha, that's. kinda
yes,
what
but
it says?
one tip that I got along the way, I got this from LG Brooks actually. You know that other 4,000 remaining that they would have to pay for the next couple of
In-
months.
in
No,
5
it's
months.
not. If you paid 1,000, once the offer is accepted, you would have to pay the remainder in 5 or fewer installments. So that would
Yeah.
be $4,000 divided by 5. It wouldn't
Yeah.
be $1,000 a month. It was still, you can break it over 5 months still. But one thing
But
that I,
that's after they accept the offer, obviously.
yes. But one tip I did receive from LG Brooks was that if the offer is accepted and you have to spread the 5 months over, I believe that you can still, you would be able to change it. All right, so, oh no, I'm mixing them up. It's 2 types of offers. So this is the lump sum cash offer. The other offer that I was mixing it up with was a periodic payment offer. That's the one that can be broken up into 24 months after the offer is accepted. So you just gotta be sure that you wanna accept the lump sum cash offer. You gotta just see if that's beneficial to your client as opposed to doing the periodic payment offer. Because
She says
even if she has, like, say if she has $1 million in assets, they may make her liquidate them, but for some reason, if they don't, if she's only has $100 in her hand, you know what I mean? Maybe then 20% of $1 million is not the best option. So you just really
But-
gotta do that 433F really well, just to check out all of her financials.
Yeah, the IRS is not gonna accept an offer in compromise with anybody that has enough assets where they can collect. I
Right,
would
that's true.
think.
That's
Okay,
true.
thank you. Thank you so much for checking that, Peosha. I like to
You're
know that
welcome.
other people sort of have the same interpretation.
You're welcome.
Excellent.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Glenn.
I learned something new. Okay. All right. Any other questions on OICs? No? Okay, let's talk about cryptocurrency. This article came out December
Oh, Glenn,
7th.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just to let you know, that's topic number 204 of offer and compromises. If somebody wanted to type that in irs.gov, you can
Oh,
just type
okay.
in topic number 204.
Excellent. Thank you, Peosha. Thank you
Mhm.
so much.
You're welcome.